Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I hope your day is going very well. Mine is going. it's it's going. So, I wanted to ask you a question. How well, on a scale of 1 to 10, are you at decluttering your house? Well, first of all, let's start with this. Do you spring clean and fall clean? Like thoroughly do a spring and fall cleaning? Because I think if you do, like I used to do this, when I didn't have so many kids, it was easier to do. And dogs. Yeah. But I used to do this on a basic level, right? Spring cleaning, fall cleaning, do all the windows, do all the, take the curtains down and wash them and do all the things. It hasn't been that way in a few years. The last time I did windows, I asked my middle son, who was sitting in the living room, I said, well, how do you like the windows? And he's like, oh, wow, are they new? No, they're just washed. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, child, these kids are not observant of anything. But yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And then I keep hearing on the radio, this decluttering thing stems back to the Swedish. They have a word for it. And you know what? I can never remember it. They have a Swedish whatever. And that was when they did a thorough cleaning of the house. And I'm like, that's a great idea. But who has time? Like, they should give us a national holiday of like a week off in the spring and a week off in the fall to thoroughly clean your house. Yes. They should have like groceries and snacks delivered and, suppers made up for all, I know. This is total fantasy world here. But, think about how fun that would be. Like somebody delivered, your meals, so you didn't have to cook. You just could just concentrate on room by room by room by room to clean it thoroughly out. There's a couple rooms in my house that seriously need to be thoroughly cleaned out. Now my two sons' bedrooms, the older two, they're pretty good at staying on top of it, especially if the middle one, if his girlfriend comes over. She doesn't come over very often, but every once in a while, I'm just like, wow, he's cleaning his room. And then she comes over the next day. So I didn't know she was coming over. But yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like, so he cleans right before. I'm like, that's lying, don't you? Because you're a slob. And she's going to find out eventually. Yeah, but my youngest son, his room needs a thorough, overhaul. I think that's what I'm going to do today. Like, later this afternoon, I think that's what I'm going to make him do. I'm going to try and convince him, we need to, because he's complaining, I can't use my closet. I'm like, that's because you never put your laundry away and it's right in front of your closet. His is, the last child, he's kind of stuck with the bins of toys, and they took a bunch of the bins out and, knocked stuff over. And I'm like, well, that's why you don't have a closet either. So yeah, really need to declutter his closet and his room. The entryway looks like hell. When you have children who work at the stockyard, sales barn, whatever you want to call it, and it's been muddy lately, and it's been, oh my gosh, they come home and their boots, and I don't know why they can't take them off on the outside step, right? Like, do I have to put some slippers out there for them? Because, it is the entryway, but yeah, you walk in there and it's like, whoo, Cowy. That is a word. Cowy. It's a word. It's just like, holy cow, seriously. So that needs an overhaul. My whole windows need to be thoroughly vacuumed and scrubbed and everything else because they haven't been done in a few years, and my storage room needs to be overhauled, and the kitchen pantry needs to be done, and the kitchen cupboards themselves need to be done, and they need to be washed and, you know, put a nice little sheen of oil or orange oil or whatever. Do you use that? I just want to try beeswax and linseed, but they're finished already, so they're like, you shouldn't do that. The orange oil, I guess, is more of a cleaner but shiner, so it's a dual purpose thing. I don't know. I used to do it. I mean, if I had the time and could actually get this all done, wouldn't that be stellar for Christmas? I'd be like, I don't want anything for Christmas. I just want a clean house. I did see, do you see stuff on Facebook? Like, all I want for Christmas is gas cards and food cards, food or grocery gift cards. And, you know, I'm just like, yeah, no kidding. But I did see one I thought was really cute. She's like, I don't want anything for Christmas except for my family and loved ones to have a beautiful 2024. I'd rather have that than the clean house. Seriously. But decluttering, I mean, are you good at throwing stuff? Are you good at chucking stuff? Are you good at... I'm not, because I'm always thinking, I might be able to use this. I might be able to use this. You know, cardboard is something I keep a lot of. But then my grandson likes to make, you know, Minecraft weapons, and he made a chest. You know, it's really cute. It's got a silver cardboard lock on it. And I mean, there's always people looking for cardboard in our house. They need boxes for this or something for that. You know, and my husband used to get on my back about it, but you know what? He hasn't lately because he's found the use that there's always a use for cardboard boxes. But decluttering clothes. We don't have much. There's not a lot of shopping places, you guys. Don't really go shopping. I think I had a couple new t-shirts, and that was it in the last year. Probably since Christmas, yeah. You know, so it's really crazy. So I don't really want to declutter my clothes. I'd probably go through them and, you know, like the shirt's a little tight. Maybe I'll fit into it next year. No, it's not that thing. Next year. It's always next year, down the road. Yeah. But tell me what you do for decluttering. Do you have a YouTube that you follow? I know I've seen a couple of them. I just haven't had time to watch them. But anyway, today we are talking about candles again. We're doing my soy and beeswax decorative handcrafted soy candles. That's all I'm saying so far. And so 3 things. Dream big. Be true to you. You are worth it. Don't forget to burn your candles safely. Let's go check out this candle crafting video. Okay, so I have my solution at 177 degrees. That is a mix of colorant and beeswax. That's it. 100% pure beeswax. And it's just colored, and then that's wax paper on the pan. And then I'm just making a small, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick, a surface that I'm going to basically let it cool and cookie cutter my pieces out of it. One thing that I didn't do was take the piece off the wax paper. It makes it 80 times easier to get your figures out. So just for future reference, remove the wax from the wax paper and then cut them out. If they're a little thicker, it's a lot easier to keep them from breaking. My gingerbread cookies, or my gingerbread men, I had a heck of a time with them. If they weren't, for some reason, they just wanted to lose their arms and their legs. Okay, he lost his head. But yeah, like that. Take it off of there. It was so much easier. And then I can't remember what other techniques little tricks I learned. I had to push those out really carefully or let them cool. That was another thing you could do, is just let them cool in the cookie cutter, and then slowly kind of you know, push it out. You know what I'm saying? And then it's nice because you can just remelt the wax. It's super simple. I was using a double boiler. So in this one, this is my my trees, and I am actually putting them in the oven at about 180 degrees just for about 2 minutes. You got to watch them. But then you just pop them onto the glass of your jar on the inside. And yeah, I was having issues. And I was having issues with my camera. And oh man, it was all a fun thing. Okay, so I have my remaining green beeswax in the bottom of there that I don't need anymore. And I've weighed it out. And then this is my soy wax on top. And I specifically buy a certain type of soy wax. It is 100% soy wax. There is no botanicals added. There's no extra paraffin. There's nothing else added to it. So that is why I add the beeswax to it, because it makes it more stable. You really got to watch what kind of soy wax you buy, because it'll say 100% natural soy wax. Yeah, but the company I buy from has like 4 or 5 different types of soy wax. So yeah, watch your soy wax. So this is see, I'm just pressing my gingerbread men in there. See, yeah, he bust his head off, and I don't know if I stuck him in the jar and just kind of made it work. I mean, because you have a little leeway. Yeah. I have found that not heating the jar up does not help any. It just makes the wax slide around. That wax, the little guys, they're warmed up in the oven, like I said, for you gotta watch them like a minute or so, and then just when they start to warm up and get a little flexible, that's when you pop them on the jar. Okay, scenting it. When you scent it, make sure you scent it at 180 degrees or whatever your wax manufacturer says. Yeah, see? Yeah. And recommended dosage for fragrance oils is usually 8 to 12%. The manufacturer will tell you how much you can add of that fragrance. If you add too much, your candles can seep. So sometimes it's not all that great to have a huge load of fragrance oil in there. You know, that's not always a good thing. And mix at least a minute, 2 minutes if you got the time. Mine is also a low melting soy wax. Yeah, so it can get really, really low. I am doing wood wicks on these. I put 2 wood wicks in there, just because I have found that sometimes the one doesn't always want to light very well. I've had different types of wicks, and yeah, if you want to see a great way to some tips and tricks on taking care of your wooden wicks and relighting them. Some people have a hell of a time relighting them once they've lit them. Scrape around, take a knife and scrape around the wick. Okay, your wood wick. Make sure you trim it to that 1/4 of an inch. That counts too, but scrape around it so you have like room, and then tilt the angle or tilt the candle so it's horizontal and light it so the match goes up the wick. You know, like, it's on my website, and I think there's a video too. Yeah, it's a shorty. But yeah, I mean, because it's not that easy to light them. So I put wax between them to hold them together, and they go on those little metal things that sit on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know why I cut my wick early. I don't normally cut them right away, but I think I was showing you that, you want to cut it. But that was the one and only one I did early. I don't normally cut them early. But prep your wicks while you're waiting for your wax to cool. Being this is a blend of the soy and beeswax, it technically can be poured at any time. The The only problem is when you put the little cookie cutter things to this and stick to the side, if they're not solidly stuck, your wax will go around. See, it's at 113. It will, I can get it down to like 100. It'll flow around and in between those trees. And then when it solidifies, you will not have the whole tree sitting there. But that's why he's beeswax. The trees are beeswax. The gingerbread men are beeswax because it has a higher melting point than that soy wax blend. That soy wax is, 113 degrees. It's not going to melt that beeswax. The only problem is it can go around the beeswax and stick to the jar. Here you can see where the green is stuck to the jar, and some of the white is actually going to show through that. But they're frosted pines. Is that what it's called? Frosted fir, Okay, so how about some tips on soy candles? Don't add coconut oil. Some people add coconut oil to beeswax candles or soy candles. It actually reduces your fragrance load. Okay? Melt your oils up to like 180 is a good one. Like I said, check your manufacturer, what the manufacturer recommends. But you need it high enough so the molecules expand and, hold on to that fragrance oil. Add your color first, add the scent second, and stir continuously. My wax here is much cooler than the first one I poured. But this one's going to have a harder time getting around my little cookie cutter guys and trees, which is why I pour it at this low of a temp. And I can pour at this low of a temp. You can actually beat those. Beat the wax if you want. I might do that later. I don't know if I show you that. Yeah, see, he's 93 degrees. And then I'm going to put some trees on top, or depending on the candle, decorate with whatever I decide to put on top. It takes a while. It's not something you can do super fast. Oh, so this is putting the wicks in. I just add a little bit of wax to the bottom and get it centered, and voila, we're good. Just try and get it centered all the way around. That's why I stick the wicks with wax in them. Sometimes you will buy a wooden wick and they will tell you have to soak it in hot wax before you use it. So that is a thing too. You always want to read directions. So he's at 183 and we are going to scent this. This candle is my buttermint candy candle. He is a layered candle. Let me see what else. Don't use micas. You don't want to use a lot of mica for colorants. You want to use colorants that are made for candles, because micas and colors and stuff like that, liquid food coloring, can actually plug up your wick. Now, it'd be a little hard to plug up that wood wick, but like I said, some people do have trouble with wood wicks. It does. If you're going to layer a candle, you can... I don't let them sit overnight. I just let them sit till they're cool, which you will see. Eco glitter, you can put a little bit at the top. That is totally fine. If you have sinkholes, pour at a higher temperature. You can top off once it's cooled. I like to use a heat gun. I don't get sinkholes in my soy wax candles. Very, very seldom. Like I said, sweating, that means you put too much fragrance oil in there. It's just that simple. Here I am taking the wicks and dipping them in the wax, and then I just kind of get it in the middle and let it cool. That's really all you need to do. Candles do need to cure. They need 3 to 5 days to 2 weeks so the fragrance and the soy bind together. The best part is the cleanup. You don't have to do anything really special, just hot soapy water. If you want to talk about a cold throw is an unlit smell from the candle. The hot throw is when it is lit and you can smell the essence. Make sure you have a full melt pool. That means you want, when you light the candle, you want it to be, you want to leave it burning so that you have a full wax pool across the whole dimension of the candle. Kind of like what you see on the green. Like pretend that was lit and that was my melted part. That's a full pool, a full wax pool. Okay? Like you need that. Pretend it's lit. Okay? And you need that full before you blow it out. If you blow it out and it hasn't come across the whole container with, you're going to ruin your candle. That's how you get people with, and they're upset because, you know, it was a waste of a candle because it didn't burn all the way. Well, you need to leave it lit long enough. Absolutely. Here's my, here's my chunky gingerbread. He had a little bit too cool there. And you can always, if it's just too thick and you don't want to work with it, just pop it in the microwave for like 5-10 seconds and mix it really well. It'll be fine. You can reheat your wax, guys. I just choose to make a mess. It's one of my talents. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying that. I shouldn't keep saying sorry. It's like I'm not really sorry for being me, you know? It's just me. I am just too, you know, what you see is what you get, seriously. There's no secret person. There's no perfect person. There's just me. Yep. So yeah, see, it is so chunky. It is so, but this is how people do flowers and decorative stuff on top and all sorts of things. It's super fun. And tap it down, tap it down, tap it down, tap it down, and probably just because this will be one that gets, you know, I usually do use a heat gun to them all though. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to put the top on. See, I didn't cut he was the only one. That first one was the only one that I actually cut the wick on early. And it's heat gun time. This is just, you don't want to do it too much because otherwise it will melt your little guy. And this is eco glitter, just a little bit, you know, and it's really cool because it floats on the wax. It doesn't really sink. So every time you light it, it's right there. It's pretty cool. And we're going to heat gun the tree just to smooth out the wax on top. It just makes it nice and smooth, especially because sometimes, like my gingerbread one, you know, he was chunky when I was putting him in there, you know, so just to, you know, level it out, even it out. Yeah, but not a lot of glitter, just a little bit of glitter. It just needs a little bit of that bling. See? These are the layered candles. So that was the green I poured, the very bright green. I know, I wish it would stay that way. But it turns into a beautiful pastel color. This is the second layer. The second layer is actually pink. It has just a tiny bit of red in there. And so you can see that they're solid. And I missed my recording. So I poured them. So that is the green and that is the pink on top. Okay, got it? Great. Okay, there's the pink solidified. So then the next layer is yellow. Beautiful yellow. Okay, so, oh, I was like, didn't I pour this already? Yeah. Oh. So the bottom layer had 2 ounces. The pink was 1.5. The yellow is 1 ounce. And then I think that's per candle, guys. And then I think there's white. That's 1 ounce on top also. Yeah. But layered candles they do take a bit of time, and that's just, but they're fun. They're cute. What do you think of these, you guys? These are the finished products. 3 wood wicks, or 3 cotton wicks and 2 wood wicks. But I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.